What Herman was rating is a major principle. Oh, Tom Ogenda, I tell you, there are no lawyers in this country. I agree with Herman. These are just titles of senior counsel and what have you and other titles. Nonsense. There's nothing. Herman is rating a major principle issue, a big idea.
A very good day to you. Welcome to Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Gerald Kabir. It is always a pleasure to have you joining us every single week for these conversations we hope will help our political leaders in making better governance decisions and better political moves. I'm here with Herman Manyora. Great to see you, sir. How are you doing today?
Great.
Our conversation for today is all about what is happening in our courts. You're looking at the petitioners, respondents, applicants. I'm getting to know these names. Looking at our lordships and lady justices who are being accused of different reasons why they should not listen.
And wondering whether we really have lawyers in this country.
Big conversation we're having.
Yes.
But before we start, you know, people have been asking me, why don't you advertise on this platform?
I was also asked the same.
It's something that is coming everywhere I go.
Richard or Kenya.
Yes. And they're asking me, how can they reach us? Who are the people that will listen to us? And I'm thinking about our numbers. I mean, we're playing in 2.53 million viewers every single month. These are direct viewers.
What does direct view mean?
These are people that have clicked the video. So if you click a video and you watch it, say in your TV, that's one view. If there are 10 people watching, it's still one view because it's the same TV. But then there are indirect ones, those that cut our clips, post them on TikTok, post them on Twitter, post them on Facebook. We don't even know the magnitude. I've
seen one having hundreds of thousands of views.
And that's per day.
Yes.
In a month, you get 10 million views.
Yes.
And so people are asking me, how can they come? How can they reach our audience? We are in politics and governance. These are very serious people that watch us. And sometimes you tell me, there is this lawyer, there is this judge you are talking to, and they watch us.
Yes.
So you don't know whether they want a car, whether they want something from their home, and they would want to know which companies. So if there are companies out there, maybe you can even share with the people that are watching us that we can actually market them.
These numbers can't just go like that. We have numbers and we put you on a banner like this for a month and you access like 10 million, 7 million views in 1 month for whatever services you're advertising or products. Surely you'll get somewhere.
My mention.
The people we have advertised, I remember advertising for 2 people who said don't do it anymore. You remember?
Yeah.
Even before they exhausted their money.
I remember Mambo Safi.
Yeah, Mambo Safi, because they couldn't meet the demand for the orders for the it was laundry.
Yes.
She said, stop, please don't. No. I can't manage. And then there was Odanga of what was his fashion. One was giving us some clothes.
Yes.
Through that, he got a lady in Switzerland. And I don't even know where he is.
It doesn't fit.
His life has changed. So, I mean, these are numbers you can't just take.
There's Solar Power Africa, we talked to them. There is this guy who was doing, I think, acres selling land. We talked about them. All of them are saying, Tulia Kidogo. The market is...
the demand is so we're asking viewers out there, come and advertise. Look at the product or services you want to sell. So long as the target is a serious person, the sort of person who watches political and governance shows. And by the way, do you know, you are talking 2.5. This morning we are 2.8 million views. This is something you can access directly from YouTube itself, not even from us. The figures there. And what is the watch time? 403
hours.
1,000 hours. 0.8 this morning hours. These are mind-boggling eyeballs in numbers. And advertisers outside there, you are missing something, honestly.
Even if you're doing marketing, I guess you can come and talk to us so that we see how we can partner in terms of you talking to the clients that you know and, for us, how we can be able to navigate through this industry. But Prof, let's talk a little bit about what is happening.
Before you say that, there's another thing somebody also told me, which is a fact. In terms of political and governance shows, we are number 1 by far. No media house is where we are. All media houses, none.
Fact.
Whether social or mainstream, fact. We are only number 2 in overall to one media house. None is anywhere near us. We don't even have number 3 or number 4. And there's a struggling media house whose radio station is doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to mention them, but people know.
When it comes
So
to-
these are terrible numbers. You really need these numbers if you want to advertise something.
When it comes
Yeah.
to digital media platforms in politics and governance,
Yes.
no one sees us.
No media house, none.
And then,
Mainstream and social, none.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're out there, you come. Let's talk how we.
But
can
these are
market.
things anybody can check. They are out there for you to check. Go
Yes,
to
even you
YouTube,
can
go
do
to-
it. Even the people do it themselves. You
Yes.
just search platforms and then you
Yes,
search,
yes.
compare with Herman Manyora, and then
Yes,
you see
yes,
the
yes,
numbers.
yes. Thank you.
Talk to me about what is happening. Our justices are being accused of different things. From Lady Justice Mugambi, she was taught by Kindiki. You look at Ogola, his wife actually works for government, and therefore lawyers, Ndegwa Njiru, they are coming out and saying he might not be that fair. And then you talk about Justice Murima.
Murima is friends with Kingi.
Kingi.
Somebody also sent me a clip. Not only that Justice Murima and Mazayo, my friend, minority leader in Senate, had a law firm.
Together.
And they even hired Kingi. It
So-
gets interesting all the time.
So based on
But I'm
this,
saying, yeah, these are things that have flown in the social media. Yeah.
but I'm asking you, based on this sort of facts that have been brought by Gachagua's lawyers, does this mean that people will lack confidence in the ruling they make with regards to this petition?
Let's start where we must start. We have a serious deficit when it comes to the legal profession. A big deficit. We don't have lawyers in this country. And I want to be allowed with the due humility. Very few of these lawyers can take me up in court. And I'm not a lawyer.
So,
I can only argue with people like Gideon Muigai. The rest of these people are useless.
oh,
Yeah, look, what were they bringing about Murima and Mugambi and Ogola? It wasn't necessary. That was not the argument. No, it was not necessary. Kaminwa is the one who put it. Even Omari. Yeah. Look, what is the public perception about you? The public has no confidence in you. That's it. Don't go and bring individual issues up. Even if they had been true, they have no value. Leave that to JSC, Judicial Service Commission. If you think some judge has issues, take it to Judicial Service Commission. But here was, what would a reasonable man? That argument advanced by, was it Ndegwa Njiru initially? No, who started? Kibe. It was a very good argument. Until they now began chasing squirrels instead of the elephant.
into the nitty-gritties
Yeah,
of a personality.
Kibe had started. What does an average man, reasonable man, believe? Can they believe this bench can be impartial? The answer is no. And why? You go for the substance that everybody would agree with. Namely, there are conservatory orders. That this thing must be conserved. Because of monumental issues. The word was monumental from Mwita. And the other one says serious or grave that have to be canvassed by the parties. And we are setting the date for 24th. And in the meantime, the Chief Justice to empanel our bench to hear these matters. In the meantime, everything is frozen. How did you allow somebody to come to your court to engage you on matters of lifting those orders? Supposing the council moved you to lift the orders, what would we be talking about? Were these orders liftable in the circumstances? The answer is no. You could not lift those orders. Because then you kill it. There will be no point of meeting the next time. Or to do what? If you have lifted the orders. How did you hear that? How did you hear it? Why did you entertain it? Why was it done at night? Why did you sit on Saturday? To even imagine that you could lift those conservatory orders. How? From colleagues of your level. Of your level, High Court. How could you even imagine? And there's a date that has been set of 24th. How did you rush? Apart from receiving instructions at night, sitting on Saturday, what made you sit on Monday, Tuesday?
Yeah.
What emergency was this? You are being used. That's enough. Then you sit down. Lawyers in this country are weak. They are useless. Weak. We don't have lawyers. They are useless. They are weak.
Well, talk to me about this.
What are they about Murima? What do you want about?
Details,
What do you want with her?
What do you think they
Even if she had been taught, so what? What's wrong with being taught? So Murima ought not Murima. What's her name? Freda.
Yes.
She should not go to school. Then why? How would she be a judge? So hang she will. What argument are you making?
Talk to me then about the friendship. You know, I listened to Gidu Mugai and he was selling me he was selling the things. Almost everyone
they're in the
here,
same circles.
This profession, we are all friends.
Yes.
I've taught people, we've met.
So we don't go to each other's weddings? Because one day we'll meet in court? How if I went to a wedding when I was a lawyer, to a fellow lawyer's wedding, and then the same lawyer became a judge? So what are we talking about? DP Rigathi Gachagua's lawyers have let him down. They should just have left even Kaminwa say what he said. Kaminwa said things that make a lot of sense.
Do you think it is the intention? I think I actually asked you that before we started. It's the intention to slow down this process by whatever means. By bringing all this.
Who is slowing down? The process itself cannot be hurried. And I advise the judiciary for free. Don't pay me. Don't even say Manyora is a good person. No. Just listen to me, the judiciary. If you fall in the trap of those hurrying this process, the judiciary will never convince anybody in this country they are serious. Never. Never. And I want to tell you, in 2027, nobody will go before the judiciary in any petition. Irrespective, or let's say regardless of how the elections would have been conducted. Nobody. So, this is not a process you can hurry.
Omari says it can take...
By its nature, by just its nature. They are conservative orders. Conservative order. What are they saying? That there are serious matters that we need to look at. You cannot be in a hurry to look at those matters. First of all, even on the matter of the deputy president, the one chosen, that alone can take you quite a number of days to sort out. Is Kindiki properly nominated? Would his name be properly before the House? Would the House vote on a name presented by the president without public participation? Yet the Constitution has given them 60 days. So the framers of the Constitution gave them 60 days as a joke. You read the Constitution in a holistic way. Why were they given 60 days and they want to take 60 minutes? Why? You think they were mad to be given? Somebody who put 60 days there was a fool. Remember, the person who gave 60 days gave 14 days for processing a presidential petition. You know, you must give things the weight they deserve. So on that score alone, if you allow the nomination to go on, we will enter into very awkward terrains where after the Kindiki has been sworn in, the courts will find he should not have been sworn in. Then we enter the arena of the absurd, like what happened in Wajir. A governor was thrown out by Senate. A deputy governor was sworn in by the judiciary. You know, it must be a judge, a serving judge. Is that right? Most likely allocated by the Chief Justice. Then the governor who should be home went to court. And he was brought back. Those things happen only when we are useless people.
Can we be looking at the case of Wambora, in this case of DP Gachagua, where we take close to 3 years to determine, we come from the High Court, the Court of Appeal, we go all the way to the Supreme Court, and then the term has ended. Could this be the case based on how you're looking at the situation being handled by not only our courts but also the Parliament?
I've already said our lawyers, most of them are useless, almost all of them. Allow me to say that the judiciary will have to prove to us they are also not wanting. They must find a way of coming in, of sorting out this thing, so that the matters to be canvassed can take as long as they can take. But in the meantime, how do we resolve this issue? The issue can be resolved without necessarily swearing in Kindiki. It can be resolved in a way. They can maintain the status quo where Gachagua remains deputy president, one. They may, in extremes of circumstances, allow Kindiki to be sworn in after they have exhausted the preliminary issues of does he actually qualify? And can Parliament do it in 1 hour? Once they get that out of the way, that Parliament cannot do this thing in 1 hour or 1 day for that.
Do you really think they
have to use a big chunk of their 60 days through public participation, and that a nominee must be a person of this caliber. This criteria must be met. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying. Once they have resolved those preliminary issues of nomination of a person for deputy president, and how Parliament will process that nomination, they can then allow the president's nominee to be vetted. Knowing very well there is a chance that he can be removed if the process goes through. The better way, of course, will be to preserve the status quo where Gachagua continues being deputy president. But the much, much better way, which our courts and our lawyers are not good at, is to give themselves 30 days, non-stop hearing, and they decide this thing. Because the issues are clear. The issues on Kindiki as a nominee are clear. The issues whether Parliament can do this thing in 1 hour instead of the 60 days given is clear. The powers given to the president to nominate are clear. What Senate did and the manner in which it did, everything, all the issues are clear. These issues can be resolved in a week. And then somebody can move to an appeal court because the issues are distilled. They are very clear. And the judgments from High Court, henceforth, they must be so clear that the Court of Appeal does not go fishing to looking for the issues. The issues must, every judgment must clearly bring out the issues for determination and how they were processed and determined. So the Court of Appeal can now take another 1 week. And if you go to the Supreme Court, because the matters are well distilled, clearly put by the Court of Appeal, the Supreme Court should not this lazy approach of, 3 months. No, 1 week. Because these are grave matters. And therefore, the best way is for these matters to be resolved maximum 45 days. So that we are still within the limits of the 60 days from the time the National Assembly was given the name. Of course, you could argue the name was improperly given, therefore it was not given. But then there are the 14 days given to the president. We can calculate all those days and make sure we fit within the 14 days and within the 60 days. And have the matters determined up to Supreme Court level.
There's one thing that Kenyans are thinking about is the determination of the ruling or the interpretation that will come from our courts with regards to our parliament. We are here because of the parliament's decisions to impeach Rigathi Gachagua. Listening to Okuru Court and I think the chairman of the parliamentary committee that was involved in coming up with this constitution, it was everything in the constitution is okay. But the envisioning that we'll have this kind of parliament that impeaches in such a short period of time, they could not see it coming, saying this is the worst.
Even they saw it coming, they have said it. If they had seen it coming, they would have made it tighter.
Maybe something could
they would have put more screws.
Do you think this is what should be interpreted when it comes to this litigation?
Kamini said something, and I saw it give me guy Tomo agenda, trying to the principle. Kaminwa is raising a principle. Tomo agenda trying to come out to challenge, to rubbish Kaminwa on a minor detail. The principle Kaminwa was raising is that impeachment is not a joking matter. In the 200 years or so of American history, they have only impeached 2 presidents. And even then, they never, Nixon resigned. Clinton did this, the other one, Johnson of 1968. It's not a laughing matter. I think the same jurisdiction has only successfully impeached 1 judge. The Indian jurisdiction are here, they have only impeached 2 judges. What Kaminwa was rating is a major principle. Oh, Tomo Agenda. I tell you, there are no lawyers in this country. I agree with Kaminwa. These are just titles of senior counsel and what have you and other titles. Nonsense. There's nothing. Kaminwa is rating a major principle issue, a big idea. Agenda is reducing it to a small detail of, no, it was twice, not one. Look, Look at the kind of people we are talking about.
So I'm asking you,
This, I feel so mad.
is this your expectation now that we look at our constitution and ask ourselves, we have rested, we have given this power to parliament, but they're using it politically. Yes, it's supposed to be politically, but even this, the process, the speed, is this something that, what should be done?
That's how the judiciary comes in. You can't change politicians everywhere in the world. They're just the same. Ours, of course, are on another level, but that's what they are.
Yeah.
Where do you find dead brains? It's in parliament.
Well, that's it for today. What's your expectations from our judiciary? Prof says it's a bigger issue. It's a principal issue. It's bigger than what's being debated by our lawyers. Leave a comment down below. Of course, if you want to market through this particular platform, you can reach us through the numbers right down on the screen. Have yourself a lovely rest of your day.